Hello.
Hey,
Hey, thank you for calling the mystery line. How can we help you?
hey, Jay, I love you.
I love you
Okay, now, I don't know what type of questions I got. I got a lot going on right now.
too, girl. You got a lot going on.
Huh?
You have a lot going on.
I have a lot going on.
Talk
I
to
think I
us.
just found out.
Hey, you all. Welcome back to episode number 2 of the Mystery Line. I am your host, Jay Corine, and I have my co-host here, not by choice, but
It's your
by
boy
force.
Grumps.
That's all you have to say today?
That's all I have to say today.
We have Grumps here, and we will be taking in a call from the mystery line first before we jump into our topics. And we're going to kind of pick up from last week where we discussed closure. We're going to clarify the difference between closure and get back, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Shannon Sharpe and some other topics that we have for discussion on today. So we're going to jump right into it. Okay.
So, on top of that, I've been in my relationship for 18 years. I
Okay.
don't know what I'm kind of stuck because right now I'm in the process of moving to Texas.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out, should I take him? Should I not take him? But he's not working, not helping, but he's the father of all my kids.
And when you say all your kids, how many children do you have?
I have, well, the baby I just lost made number 6.
And he's the father of the 5.
Yes.
Okay, and you already had the miscarriage, is what you're telling me.
It just happened today.
Oh wow, I'm sorry
Right.
for that.
Oh,
Okay, so you're in the process of relocating from where you are now to
right.
Texas, and your question is, should you bring the gentleman along with you? You've been with him for how long again? Tell me.
18 years,
He's not working,
not working.
and okay. All right, I'm gonna let Grumps start off with this one, and then I'll chime in.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, we just want to offer space for you, just for a moment, because you have,
The loss of the baby.
the loss of the baby. So we
Mhm.
want to recognize that, and we want to honor you, sister. We love you, and we are praying for you.
Thank
All
you.
right. As it pertains to uh, your mate, is this your spouse or?
Yes. Might as well
So
say,
right, so we're not gonna call we gonna call him your spouse. He is the
okay.
father of your children and your husband.
Yes.
How long has it been since he hadn't been working?
Since February.
Since February. So if I can ask, I don't want to pry, but was there a reason why he is there a reason why he's not working?
Yeah, he's very sickly, and Walmart doesn't care. They don't take doctor's excuses. So he's they took off his points before, but they after he was hospitalized, they just went ahead and just fired him anyway.
Mm. All right, I apologize. I'm so sorry to hear that. This is
A
a
tough
tough.
situation.
This is a
Right.
very tough
And I think we
situation.
need to handle it very delicately because there are, number one, children involved.
Right.
And from what it sounds like, from what you're telling us, there is a reason behind him not working. So the illness that he has requires a lot of hospitalization, is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay. Let me ask you this
Well, it's
question.
really not. It's he got asthma, just real bad, and when the weather changes, it get bad.
Hmm. Okay.
So bad to where he is at least like he's immobile, where he can't
Yes,
be
he's
able to
able.
work. And so his
Does he?
asthma can be debilitating. Sometimes my allergies can be debilitating. So I
Okay.
get that.
So is he? Let me ask you this: does he qualify for any type of disability payments that can
He
compensate?
did,
Hmm.
he did, but they turned it off because of he went to jail.
Mm. So once you go to jail, you no longer qualify for disability.
Right.
Wow, I didn't know
And
that.
if you're not keeping up with your doctor's appointment, they will not. You can't get it back started back because you're not showing proof that you need it.
Okay, the history of doctor's appointments. Well, this
Right.
is, like I said, I want to handle this very delicately in regards to the advice that we will give. Of course, ultimately, you have to make the decision to what's best for you and best for your children. And
Right.
what I would say is because I am a woman who has been in past relationships, not the same circumstance that you have, but at this age, my peace comes first.
Right.
My happiness comes first. And with that being said, you also have to consider the children's happiness and their peace because they matter too in this instance. So you just have to, like I said, do what's best. Like, do you feel like he has any potential as far as doing better? You said he just stopped working in February. So we're just in April. So it hasn't been that long of a span that he has not been, brought money into the home.
I just feel like he's not putting in no effort.
Okay.
He's not putting in no effort. You playing a game all day, that's some effort to be looking for a job.
Okay, so what we need to do is lay down some ultimatums then. Look,
I tried it. He's the type, okay, his dad passed around COVID. His mom haven't been in his life since he was 5. So he feel like if I leave him, then I'm abandoning him. But that's not the case. I just feel like you're not helping where I need you to help because kids need stuff, and I'm the only one working trying to take care of all the bills, and now the kids need stuff, and it's just too much, and now I'm trying to move. Yeah,
I think that's a guilt that he's trying to put on you, and I think that's fair. I don't think that's fair that you have to carry the load of his upbringing and the things that he lacked receiving from his parents. So I think that's very unfair. But again, I want you to understand that you have to prioritize what's important to you. So is it your peace? Is it your sanity? Is it being an example? Because those children ultimately are going to be affected by this too. They're looking at a father who's not a provider. So he's setting an example, for, I'm not sure how many girls, how many boys, but he's setting example for the children as well. So it's hard to say, It is. It's hard to say. But if you're looking for a new start, and sometimes we get advice, and let me just say this too. This is strictly my opinion and Grumps' opinion. This is not what's set in stone. We are not licensed therapists or anything like that. We are just two individuals from two different walks of life that are here to offer you our opinion.
Yeah, who've been through some life issues. So we're speaking from that perspective about it.
Correct. So I would say, from a standpoint, if it were me, I would want a new start. I would want a new start.
But he don't know how to leave.
Well, sometimes you gotta leave.
The man don't want to go.
So you said that you're moving, correct?
Yes.
So pick your children up and leave.
And hold on. Can I say
something?
Go ahead.
When the house is in my name, I can't just leave him here.
Ah, okay.
Yes. I'm on Section 8, so once I leave, he got to go. And it's like, what if I just up and leave, then leave all the stuff here? So then I'm gonna be responsible for this house because it's in my name.
So how can you move without your Section 8 being affected? What needs to happen?
Well, I already moved it to Texas. I just have to get there. But it's to getting rid of him. He want to go with his kids. He feel like, okay, my oldest son was killed in 2012.
Oh, wow.
And he feel like when we broke up then, that's the reason he lost the child. He kind of blamed me for losing the child.
The child that you just lost?
No. She said her oldest child. Hold on. The oldest child was killed at the age of what?
4.
4.
It was a hit and run. And he feel like since once I broke up with him, that's when I started being able to go outside and move around. And he feel like my son got killed because I had my side, which that's not true. My son told me my sister was coming to get him, and him and her died on the same day.
Oh, wow.
They were 2 years apart, right? So he feel like now if he leaves, something is going to happen to one of his other kids. Which not the case because I was young when that happened. I'm now older and wiser, and I know better now. And that's just not going to happen. I hate that he think that way. I feel like he
well, again, I think these are excuses to play with your mind.
Right, that too.
Yeah, these are excuses. But again, it's a tough situation.
I just think that she has to. I just think that you have to make the decision for yourself. You can't. It's not. It's not the best to allow somebody to project their insecurities or their lack on you, and especially not project any guilt on you for a situation that happened in the past. No one should be held hostage because of that. I think that one of the hardest things to do is to walk away to better yourself.
Got you.
But you have to learn for yourself in this situation what will be best for you and the children.
Right.
So, J-Mo had mentioned something earlier about, giving them ultimatums or whatever the case may be, but an ultimatum is not it. At this point, this is what you need to do because I am moving.
Right.
And whenever this lease is up or how, I don't know how long it's so that your Section 8 is not affected by this. I don't know the steps that you need to take, but I wouldn't let my Section 8 be affected by this because you can move to Texas and he can still be in the house. And I don't even know if he should, because of how the laws are, I don't even know if he should be in the house because you are on Section 8. I don't even know if that's a thing now. It used to be.
Yeah, he's not supposed to live there. It's only supposed to be her and her children.
It's supposed to be her and her kids. So he has to figure out how he wants to go, but you can't allow yourself to be held hostage over something that has happened in the past and for him to project guilt on you.
And like we were talking about earlier, sometimes, or I've talked about it before, I can't remember if it was earlier, sometimes in relationships, we take on a lot of baggage that's not ours. We can't allow that to happen because at the end of the day, you're jeopardizing your peace, your happiness, your sanity, and you're losing time that you'll never get back. So who's to say that even though you have 5 children and your past, your history, who's to say your Prince Charming isn't in Texas? You see what I'm saying? And then you're bringing the baggage with you that seems to me, by what you're telling me, is not taking you seriously.
Right.
So do you think that he just needs time and possibility to change or to do some things, or he just may be in a depressed state right now?
I just think he's leeching. To be honest.
Yeah.
Well, you know him better than we do.
Yeah, you know him better than we do, and I will say, if you providing.
This is the thing. So people can dangle your kids in front of your face, but sometimes you have to. You are the adult, and you have to make the hard decisions.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We have all grown up with some kind of trauma, and taking the kids away from their father, of course, is an element of trauma. But you can also help them work through that.
Right.
Having them to understand that this is the best thing for us at this point. When your dad is ready, he will come see you.
Yeah.
You're right. You're all right. And I be telling him that because he started doing once you leave, I'm just going to be doing what I want to do. And this and the third.
Listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. If you leave and he going to do what he want to do, let him.
Right. That's what I told him. I didn't care because I'm being a whole nother state.
There's a book out by Mel. I think her last name is her name is Mel Gibson, and it's called The Let Them Theory.
Okay.
And it simply states that what you just said. Let people do
what it is they want to do.
Exactly what it is that they want to do. Because if he can articulate that, then he can also articulate something else that is more beneficial to him. Yeah. So he may just need some time to do whatever it is that he want to do.
And sometimes in relationships, people need you to call their bluff. Like, go ahead and make your move. It's like he gonna sit back and think, I didn't think she would move. So maybe that will give him the ammunition to get off his ass and do something.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what I was hoping.
So I hope that advice or the what we've provided today can, help you make some type of decision. And again, we want to express our condolences for the loss of your baby, the loss of the
Absolutely.
oldest child, and your sister. And we want you to
Yes.
do what's best for you, what's best for your health, what's best for your sanity, and what's best for your children in the end.
And we're going to be praying for you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love you guys.
Love you back.
Congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
Talk to y'all later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So we are going to brush up on a topic that we were talking about on last week where we left off. We're also going to clarify some things that we talked about on last week as well, because the topic was in regards to closure and if closure is really needed when exiting a relationship. You guys gave us your input. Most of you guys said you don't need closure. You just out. Some people say the man or the woman will be replaced in 3 to 5 business days. Y'all had a lot of input on that particular topic. One, though, I want to say, I kind of was mixing closure and get back. So in my instance, the story that I told of my mate who was giving me this whole Risa Tisa story, and the story was indeed about himself, that I wanted get back.
Jesus Christ. That was ridiculous.
We're not even gonna go there yet. I want to get back because I felt used, I felt disrespected, and I wanted that individual to feel the same hurt and pain that I felt. So I want to get back, which would have given me my closure. Okay. Now, in his instance, where I offered him a free sit down, it's not a couch, but I did give him a free therapy session because, baby, honey, when we start hearing about that story, y'all saw the rage and heard the rage.
There's no rage. There's no hurt. I was just discussing what had happened to me prior to. We're not even going to belabor that conversation anymore simply because I need to keep my job.
You do. And you said that it was case by case, though. So did you want get back or closure? Because that's what we're clarifying now.
Yeah, I just want closure.
So you
wanted closure. But I've already gotten closure for myself. I don't need to get back.
So you left us hanging. Did that individual give you closure that you needed?
No, never. No conversation. Walked out the house. Said, I'm going to my aunt's house. It was a holiday. I think it was around Christmas time. No, it wasn't a holiday. Yes, it was. It was, what's the holiday in September?
Labor Day?
It was Labor Day. I'm going to my aunt's house for Sunday dinner. Never came back.
Wow.
Never came back.
Now, see, I would have needed get back. I would have needed get back, and that would have been my closure because you just can't do nobody wrong.
Hadn't seen them since.
And then walk out. And a lot of you said closure is them exiting your life. No, not all the time. Closure is not them exiting my life. I feel like you played me. And if you played me, I got to get my get back, okay?
I like whoever said that. It is, but it is true. That is true. Closure is them exiting your life. And sometimes you have to find closure for yourself. But no, I'm not conflating the two.
Then you go through these instances. You go through these instances where you telling a story and you're reliving that moment and you hadn't really got the closure that you needed. So it can't be them exiting your life.
So I think sometimes we don't want to confuse that either. It's a situation that still has maybe some unresolved issues, but it is closed. But when you relive it, you tend to have a little bit of heat about it because you were done wrong. But I mean, that's just what it is. I don't need no closure. I don't need no get back. Trust me, the universe will take care of itself.
Oh, okay.
That's how I feel about it.
And you're entitled to.
I am not. Listen, I am successful outside of what I'm going through right now. But I am successful.
Matter of opinion.
And I am. I live. I'm good.
And God bless you with me. God bless you with me.
Well, we won't go there.
Yeah, we can. We can. Yeah, we can. We definitely can. Okay,
We won't
moving
go there.
along. So if you have not seen episode 1 of the Mystery Line, please make sure you go back, check out the episode so you can hear the story that I told as well as the story that Grumps told in regards to a previous relationship that we both were in. Now, moving along, we also ended that episode with a little cliffhanger in regards to the situation going on with Shannon Sharpe.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
What a tangle web he has weaved.
Man.
And I've listened to quite a few interviews in regards to this topic. And I just, for the life of me, I don't understand how you put all your eggs in one basket to just have the basket tip over and them eggs crack right before your eyes.
I just don't get
for
it.
a moment of pleasure. Like, and then I just can't imagine the pleasure knocked you off your feet like that.
The story is just so, it's so convoluted in a way where you just, it's so many layers to this. This girl was 19, right?
19.
So this girl was 19 years old.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans model. White girl.
And say, let me stop you there. That's where we need to get into. Because when you choose white meat, even when you're out to eat, okay, it's dry. Okay, white meat is dry. Get you some dark meat in your life. You might have to put up with a little pushback here and there. And we ain't going to let you tip-tap all over us. But get you some dark meat because I guarantee he wouldn't be in the predicament that he's in now. And he thought he had the upper hand by selecting her.
Which is, it's just such a, like you said earlier, like a tangled web. It's just so stupid because I'm trying to figure out what type. First of all, it's a mental thing if you think about it, which is also there because why is it that your big black ass, and this is me yucking somebody's yum, which I try not to tend to do because I got a lot of yums that y'all might not like either. But however, big black man want to choke on. You want to choke this 19-year-old girl. You want to choke her. It's just that in itself is weird. And then to not protect yourself in a way that this girl. So you remember when Shannon said that he wanted to date his wage?
I do.
Clearly, she don't make as much money as he makes.
Clearly.
She ain't even been here long enough. Now there are some OnlyFans that has made a nice little penny on OnlyFans, but her net worth ain't like his.
No, not at all. Not even close.
That was what is it called? That was was somebody had power over you. That was a power dynamic that was happening with him, and it was so. It's just so confusing to me. I don't know, man.
So I listened to an interview of Dr. Umar, and he was in which, never mind. I listened to an interview of Dr. Umar, and his views of this situation was that he selected the white individual, the white girl that he chose, because white women, when they connect with black men of power, they typically do whatever is told to them. They listen. They're what we would
and they get
label.
choked.
Yeah, they get choked. They're what we would label as easy love. So
easy love, is that a term that Dr. Umar used?
He did not. I'm using the term.
Okay, because Dr. Umar not gonna do that.
He used it's a term that I would like to say easy love. And when I say easy love, it's you're obedient to whatever they tell you to do, especially in the bedroom. You're gonna have them legs behind their head, turning back flips, swinging from the ceiling fan. Whereas if you get a lady of color that is in your age range, you're typically not going to get that type of performance.
Yeah, you're not going to get that type of performance.
Correct. So that's why
Although I do think maybe the woman that is that age should allow, if you want that type of performance, she should allow you to go get it. I do think that.
Well, everything you think is not correct, okay? We know the hamsters, the wheel is not
if you cannot perform like a 19-year-old girl and your husband is Shannon Sharpe, he needs an allowance to go out and get that type of performance.
Are you serious?
He'll come back home to you.
Are you serious?
And the house will be good.
Well, you have some women who will allow that.
And yeah, I think a lot of women should allow it.
Again, the hamster wheel is not for
And
the
I think you
turning.
shouldn't be so. I think you shouldn't be so emotional about it either.
Well, you know what? Now that you've said that, a lot of men do think along those lines, but they don't want to give that same pass to their mate.
But you know, that's just
No,
a power thing.
that's just
Yeah, that's just. I'm not saying that you're wrong. You're
I
probably
know.
right in that
I
sense.
know I'm right.
However,
That mere
but the ladies will say if what's good for the goose is
good for the gander. You got doggone
Absolutely right.
right.
And I think that a man should allow that too. So if a 40-something-year-old woman want to get knocked down by a 25-year-old man, he should let her because he can't do it.
So it's funny that you say that because when a man or when a woman wants to go out and get a pass or whatever the case may be, the man will lose his shit. Like literally. He'd be ready to kill himself, slit his wrist, shoot himself in the head of the mere thought that his mate is getting any type of attention from another man.
Yeah, and I think it's a double standard though. I think it's a double standard. I think that what's good for the goose is good for the gander because it's
Do you
really
really?
about. Yeah, I do. I said,
It's
listen,
easy to say
I
it.
can stay on. I do not care. I do not care. I think that I've had enough sex. Whereas if my partner wants to say, hey, you know what? I need to go out. Deuces.
So you're saying,
Have a good time. Fulfill yourself.
not
Just
fulfill
don't come
yourself.
up in here interrupting this motherfucking household. Don't interrupt the household.
Okay, so with that being said, I know a celebrity couple who is kind of like that. It is Jim Jones and Christy. They kind of live this dynamic.
Chrissy would go to heaven, to hell, wherever she gonna end up at, fighting a bitch all the time because of Jim Jones.
But her what she got on TV and said was that in that type of setting, when you get in a relationship with a man of his status,
Yeah.
it's to be expected. Like I said, it's to be expected that he gonna step out. So if you're dating a ball player, a rap artist, not saying all of them do it, but it's to be expected that they would step out. So her thing was, as long as I don't find out, number one.
Yep.
You don't bring me back no diseases, number two.
Straight up.
And you don't bring me back no babies.
Straight up. Those are her breaking points. And she has the right to have breaking points. That's just what it is. But I just wouldn't even look at it like as far as celebrity is. I would look at it as far as human behavior is. Even lay people, us people who look at celebrities in relationships that we cultivate, we build with somebody. It is what your breaking point is. I remember one of them who was watching. I think it was one of them. It was a reality show. It's a basketball. I can't remember this girl name. It's a basketball wife show, and I think she was fucking on Amina's. What's Amina's man name?
Amina.
Yes, it was a basketball.
Oh, is it Love and Hip Hop?
Was it Love and Hip Hop?
Gotta be.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but you know what I'm talking about. So I remember her saying, I would never
and
go
why
into
they
a
was
relationship.
fighting over him, I have absolutely no idea.
I would never go into a relationship with the idea that a man is going to be faithful.
But I said that last week and you disagreed.
I would never go into a relationship. What? No, I didn't. I would have never disagreed with that.
I said you should go into a relationship with the expectation that all men cheat. And that way you put that barrier up to, guard
yourself.
You guard yourself.
You guard your feelings. You already know that it will possibly happen. And then you kind of figure out how you're going to navigate that situation.
But a lot of y'all out there told me I just need to remove the barrier and allow someone in. And every time I remove the barrier, they have proven why I should have kept the barrier.
I'm trying to figure out, what's the barrier? What's the barrier?
With the mindset that all men cheat. That's the barrier.
So that don't mean that you're not open.
True.
Because you may be open to date somebody, then that thing may blossom into something else. That dating situation may blossom into something else. It doesn't mean that you still don't have that train of thought, that process. Hey, he treats me good. We do this, we do that, whatever the case may be. If he is fucking on somebody else, okay.
That's not me. That's not my train of thought. I do not. It don't sit well with me. And everybody knows what they can deal with, what they choose to deal with, and what they can handle.
Why don't it sit well with you?
I personally, because I don't want my mate fucking on nobody else but me.
Yeah.
That's just how I am. Because it sends me into a rage. Okay? The mere thought, I don't want it. So I usually in relationships try to treat my mate how I want to be treated, and that it is what it is. Well, then you're not the one for me.
You want certain things reciprocated that the other person may not be able to. It may go for a little bit, and then he may step out. Then he may come back in and may go for a little bit longer. Then he may step out.
But once they show you that this is a cycle, that it's a revolving door, you got to end it.
Sometimes I think we just need to kind of figure out what that really is, the whole monogamy thing, where that came from, and why is it so important to you. I really, really do. I really do.
You need to research that and bring it back to us, because we the people.
I just think that we've been duped into believing that monogamy is the way to go, and you know that it's not.
Nothing.
And you know that it's not, because we know what's happening out here in the streets.
Yeah.
If you want to sit at home on your coochie cat because you want somebody to fuck on you only, please.
And you act like that's far-fetched.
I'm just trying to figure out.
You act like that's far-fetched,
honey. It is far-fetched as it pertains to what is happening in the world today.
This cooter, I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot. I don't care about you rolling your eyes.
Girl, we don't care. We don't care about you too.
Well, we have drifted off the subject. We're gonna bring it back in to talk about Shannon Sharpe, how he jeopardized his entire worth, everything that he worked so hard for.
You know what's funny? You said the word worth. I was about to say career, but it really is
his worth.
It is his worth. It's his worth as a man. It is his worth as a journalist. It is his worth as an athlete. It is everything.
So what I last saw is he lost the $100 million deal of his podcast. $100 million deal of his podcast.
I'm gonna tell you
something. And another thing, that Dr. Umar said was the reason Shannon Sharpe is in the predicament he's in because that girl was making demands that he was not willing to do. He stopped satisfying her financially. And that sent her into this whirlwind of, I'm going to air you out and I'm going to come take it then. When I can't think of
it's just so crazy to me. Sometimes you think that someone is young and you can get over on them and you dead wrong on them. And these young people are so savvy. They know what to do. They have researched girls who have done it.
Or they are being raised by women who have done it.
Or they are being raised, indoctrinated, educated, and schooled on how to do it.
And that's going to be another topic. I want to talk about households who train their daughters to go after the men with money, do whatever they say, and how to
talk about Kim Kardashian now.
I didn't call any names.
I'm just saying.
I didn't call any names because Kim Kardashian became famous from the sex tape. That's not to say that her mother.
No, I'm just listen.
You have women who are actually promoting their daughter, like flaunting them, putting them out there. If I had to think of one, I would say Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey. Let's argue about it. Lori Harvey. Yes, sir.
Didn't Lori come out and say that she wasn't having sex with these men? That she's going out with these men, that's it. Every time y'all seeing her with a man don't mean that it's a whole thing.
She said every time we see her with a man does not mean she's opening her legs to that man, but a pair of lips say anything.
But ain't Lori Harvey Steve Harvey's daughter?
Stepdaughter.
But it's his daughter, right?
Correct.
Because he has children who are way growner.
Correct.
In age than.
But when you look at the history of her mother and then look at the pattern of her daughter, they pretty much match.
I'm just trying to figure out. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. It's like, know your worth, know what you look like, know what you can do. Use that shit to your advantage. I get it. I get it. Lori's a beautiful girl.
She's very beautiful.
Her mama is a beautiful woman.
Very. I agree.
What her mama? Lori or some shit like that before she got with Steve Harvey?
I don't know what she was.
I think she had already built a certain thing. Like she had something for herself. and Steve came along, and listen, I ain't mad at it.
So you say use.
I ain't mad at it. Look, teach your daughter how to get out and get it. Period. If she ain't hurting nobody in the long run, teach her how to get out and get it. Because if you don't, then she's going to end up with some dumb bum that you have to take care of.
And being used and abused.
Being used and abused. Teach her.
And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because I know people personally who parents encourage it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying I'm for it. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm with you, kinda. I'm like, if that's what it is, especially if you came from poverty and you can, there's an out.
Get that poverty mindset out of your mind for real. Learn how to go out and get it. Use what you got to get what you want. I'm telling you.
So now that y'all heard it from the horse's mouth, you already know what kind of gentleman we're dealing with at this point. You already know.
Use what you got to get what you want. It's very important that you teach your daughters and your sons that. Teach sons differently than that. I wish I could have did something different with my son, but that's a whole nother story. But teach your daughters how to go out and get it.
Not to necessarily, not saying.
We ain't saying going out
and have sex with every man that come and say
no.
We're not saying that at all, by no means.
Listen, unless she wants to be a prostitute.
You know what?
Listen, make sure she knows what she's getting into, period. People have different lives and they live differently, right? But we're talking about mothers and daughters.
Correct.
We're talking about that particular situation where, hey, we're going to teach you how to do this.
But we're going to teach you your value as well.
We're going to teach you how to value. Important. And I think that's what happened. I remember that's what was happening with her, where y'all thought that this girl didn't have no morals, no values, because she was showing up with all these different high-profile men. It just shows that, hey, they see what they want. She's a beautiful girl.
I don't even think it's an issue with the high-profile men. I don't want her going to 5015 or Faces in Third Ward and coming out with somebody. I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
First of all, hold on.
He's a 5015 Faces.
Don't do that to 5015 because
what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that men who you meet at those particular places are bottom of the barrel. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is somebody of Lori Harvey's status. You want to probably select a gentleman that's along the same lines or higher.
So that's what I was trying to get.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to get at. Where you're looking at situations that's going to benefit you in the long run. You don't want to be in a situation with a screw up that ain't doing. Teach your daughters how to look at situations outside of people that they fall in love with.
And this is a male's perspective, so I want y'all to adhere.
No, I'm serious because you can fall in love with the bummiest nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can fall in love with the bummiest and you just telling mom and dad, oh, but I love him, I love him. Love ain't got shit to do with nothing. Love is fighting. One day you feel like it, the other day you don't. You got to look at a situation where there's some substantial benefit to you.
Coming from a promiscuous male.
Period. And that goes for both male
and female.
That goes for both male and female. Not in a so let me say this. Not in an opportunistic way, but in an opportunistic way. You want somebody who is going to come into your life that's going to allow you to do the things that you need to do. That is an opportunity.
So in other words, we're not saying what I think you're saying, because I don't agree with everything, is find somebody that equally yoked. You don't want to what is that I read on social media? You need somebody who's already been potenced. Although that may
don't fall in love with somebody's potential. Which is difficult to do when you see somebody's potential because you know it. Like, say for instance, you have acquired a certain status and you know that the person that you
like you and I
just need to push.
Like you and I, for example.
What about us? You got me fucked. Top of the barrel. Always. I'm always going to be at the top.
Are you?
Always. Ain't nobody going to knock me down from that.
Okay.
No, I mean, that's just the way how I think about it.
And you're supposed to.
Absolutely.
I was just joking, yeah.
Anyway, I do, back to what I was saying originally, I think that you should be with somebody if they do have potential,
Right.
And you know that this nigga is working in his potential. He's working
He's
in
got
his
to
potential.
actively working. Yes.
Actively
He's
working in his potential.
Yes.
I think you can see, oh, we about to go to the next level.
Right. But you can't be the one bringing the horse to the water. Yeah.
I'm out here trying to get it.
Bringing the horse to the water. And there are situations in, what's the business here we did for you? Pure Noir. Their story is very interesting.
Very interesting.
Pure Noir is a winery restaurant, correct?
It's a wine bar.
Wine bar here in Houston.
Black-owned wine bar here in Houston.
Wine bar, and I think their story is very interesting.
It is so. And here we are again when we think about the situation, if we're talking about Pure Noir and that particular couple, whereas this brother was a convicted felon, did time in prison, I think.
And she was an attorney.
Yep. He came out, and she saw him and was like, no, there's something about you that I think, and it could be in the way how he was talking, because, a pair of lips will say anything.
And some people just need somebody to believe in, especially if you think about their upbringing. If you have somebody always tearing you down and whatnot, then you don't see the full potential in yourself. So you just need that person in your life that is going to, invest the time, energy to, helping you get to where they know you can be.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. I think it is, of course we know that it's a feeling, but we also know when a person is in sync. So we have to be careful about those situations, even when we talk about potential, because she could have already acquired certain things.
Correct.
Hey, babe, I always wanted to be a lawyer, blah, blah, blah. She ran it down. This nigga took off running and now is an attorney. Both of them are now Black-owned entrepreneurs. Got multiple and deals.
Yep.
They got their own lines now too. So it's amazing when you look at situations like that. Because sometimes I think in relationships, if somebody have already acquired something, you want that. You want somebody that's going to pull you up.
That's right.
Not take care of you, but to pull you up into and out of your potential.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have discussed that topic long enough. We're going to move on. And y'all know that Houston's own Beyonce has started her tour, her Cowboy Carter tour. And in honor of that, we are going to take a shot of the Sir Davis.
We're going to take a shot of Sir Davis.
Now, we'll put some hair on your chest. If you ain't had
this, I have already had a shot of Sir Davis. So I'm just going to have a sip.
And these shot glasses say good day, bad day. So.
Good day, and you can measure how much you need. Good day at the bottom, bad day at the top.
Me, we're going to keep it in the middle.
I just need a fourth. That's it. That's it, dog.
We're going to have a good day. You're going to have a good day. Come on. Yeah. Cheers.
Beyonce bongos. However.
Now, let me just say this.
However.
Hold on. I think very highly of Bay. Okay? I'm actually going to see her 2 times. One in Paris, one in Houston. This here, though, is horrible.
First of all, we're not going to say it's horrible.
I'm going to say it's horrible. I'm entitled to my opinion. This here is awful.
Wait. Listen, so this is my second shot. You only need one that's going to take you over. But Miss Tina was on whatchamacallit show.
Oh.
I can't think of this guy's name right now. And Beyonce makes her own mix. And she brought the mix.
It's gonna take him out of here.
It brought the mix to the she brought the mix
That's
to the guy's show.
In here.
Guess what Beyonce put in the mix?
What?
Jalapenos.
I've been to a lot of happy hours, and a lot of the signature drinks now are jalapenos.
Why?
I don't know, because this already put your chest on fire.
Listen, man.
And I got a vacation coming up, and I don't need no hair growing on my chest. Like, this is crazy.
So, you're going to Paris to CB?
Yes.
What man is this?
You in my business. And ain't nobody said nothing about no man. Thank you. I'm going to Paris to see Bay, and I'm also going to see her here in Houston. But we want to discuss the topic of Blue Ivy and Rumi's exploitation. Yes, their appearance. And let me just say, let me give credit where credit is due, because I love to do this. Y'all gonna put some respect on Blue Ivy, okay? Because Blue Ivy did her motherfucking thing, honey. She ate and left no crumbs. She said the 2023 price on her is not the 2025 price.
It is not.
Blue Ivy, and I haven't even physically seen it. I only saw clips on social media. But when I tell you Blue Ivy got on that stage and cut the fuck up.
And wore it out. She did. I am super excited for her. I'm super excited for just the brilliance of Beyonce. To set her daughter up for whatever it is that she wants to do.
That's right. And y'all been real quiet out there. Y'all ain't been giving my girl her accolades as far as this performance that I saw. Y'all tore her down in 2023. Y'all been tearing her down actually
since she was a child.
Yeah, from her hair to her looks and she's beautiful. She looks identical to her mother.
She looked just like
identical to her mother. And the performance was a 10 out of 10. And like I said, I have not physically been in the arena to see it myself, but the clips that I saw, she ate it
up. Yeah, she really, really did. And she has fallen into who she is as a dancer. You know what? But this is what I said. She is very Aaliyah-esque as a dancer. If you look how Blue dances, she don't dance like her mama.
She don't.
She literally dances, her posture, her stance, and how she dance, her facility, how she dance. It's very Aaliyah. It is not like Beyonce. And now she has a personality now too that is developing. Like I see you bitches, y'all know.
Y'all know.
You know what I'm saying? Or she did her little peace signs or whatever the case may be. She got a model walk down. She is she's doing what she's supposed to be doing.
And I think it's a beautiful thing just to see how Beyonce allows them to publicly deal with criticism and don't allow it to tear them down, and they still are able to grow and blossom beautifully. I think that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And it's very strong to say her age. Like, that's very strong of her.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And Blue is and that's another thing too. They giving this child flack regarding the makeup that she puts on. Of course, girls at 13, they wear makeup. And she's on stage, so she's going to have on stage makeup, right? She does her own makeup. She does her grandmother's makeup. Miss Tina has said that before. She's like a little Renaissance woman. She could do anything. And the beautiful part about it, Beyonce has said this before, she's a big sister to Rumi.
She is. And you can see that. She allowed her to have a little moment. Then she reached her hand out like, let's go. Let's go. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was a beautiful thing to see. And I can't wait to attend both concerts, actually. And I'm hoping and praying that she give Houston a little bit more, like she did on last tour. She gave us a little bit more. She brought out Megan Thee Stallion. And so I'm just hoping that we get a little bit more on the Houston show.
I just, I was thinking about Blue and Rumi's relationship. I just downloaded Miss Tina's book, Matriarch. And I saw her talk. I don't know if it was Gayle King or if it was Oprah Winfrey. It was one of them. She talked about the relationship that Solange and Beyonce has when Solange had when Beyonce was like a little star here in Houston.
Right.
And how Solange came up and Beyonce started to treat her mean. Like. So I'm just looking at how when you see this on stage and how Rumi is literally all those people. Can you imagine being
70,000 people?
She is on stage waving at everybody.
70,000 people.
Like hi everybody. It's just her energy behind her energy that's connected to the energy in the crowd is unlike was not like Blues when she first did it.
No,
Blue was not that young on stage.
No.
Rumi is like, I'm ready for it. I'm gonna eat you when it's time for me.
Well, she showed that
she's not fearless. She's fearless.
That's right.
Already.
She showed that in at the Super Bowl that she went to with Jay-Z, and she's walked through the crowd and she's like, "Hey, everybody.
Yeah, she was waving at everybody.
I'm Beyonce's daughter."
She was waving at everybody.
It's so nice to see that.
Yeah, she is fearless. She is the Sasha Fierce of it all.
Yes,
I think Rumi is the actual Sasha Fierce of it.
That is a blessing. But we have run out of time. Okay, we have discussed many topics. We've stayed on topic, got off topic, and we have taken a phone call on the mystery line. Just please remember the mystery line opens every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're here to discuss whatever topic or situation that you may be going through at that time, to give you sound advice or unbiased opinions from people from different walks of life. And we are going to end this episode number 2.
You keep saying different walks of life, like, oh, you talking about me because I come from a different walk of life? Because you keep saying that.
And we're going to end this episode number 2, and we're out, guys.
We'll see. We'll see how. Can you please have me a marijuana joint next time?
I can.
What are we doing? What is this?
A microphone.
You gotta move. Baby girl.
I knew you had Tourette's the moment I met you. I swear I did.
I can't have it on my neck. It's gonna tickle me.
Now, why would you do that?
I can't have it on my neck.
Why?
It's just gonna tickle me. It's gonna tickle me for real.
Grow up. Okay.
You mean I can't help because I'm ticklish? I'm ticklish on my neck. I'm ticklish on my neck and on my feet. Oh, wait, let me see. No. Like this. It's gonna tickle my neck. Okay.
Get it here.
It's gonna tickle my neck. You taking me? What you doing? What are you doing? J-Mo. No.
Put it up there.
It's on my neck.
What picture, shirt?
Big ass,
wind mug.
ass.
It's called a wind mug. Pinch your shirt together and put it like this then.
Lord.
Why would you have it aimed down?
It's supposed to pick up everything.
Towards your ass. You ready? Oh, shit, I ain't ready. God dang it. What was that, my earring?
I'm sick of these mics already.
This is crazy. Okay, here we go. You ready?
I am ready. Yes.
See,
What's calling this? What?
what's wrong with you?
Why is that phone not on?
The phone is on.
Oh, is this the phone right here?
Hey, you all.
Hey, y'all.
I swear. My co-host here, introduce yourself, please.
It's your homie Grumps in the house.
Take 2. Yes, my co-host. You know what? Take 10.
What?
Say your damn name when I say my co-host.
Oh, I thought you had it all right there. Okay. So you want me to
One moment. Okay, here we go. Take 10.
Take 10.
Hey, you guys, what?
4. It's just 4. Take 4.
I'm sure it's gonna be 10, but watch. If you're not gonna do my thing,
Girl, I want this. Get this bitch from behind me. Now I'm sick of her.
what? You know, you like what my daddy used to say. Quit plopping down in that seat.
That's why I ain't plopping.
You did plop because it's sliding.
Who's calling it? Who's calling it?